Matthew chapter 6, verse 13 says, lead us not into temptation. And then James chapter 1, verse 13 says, God himself is not tempted by evil, and he tempts no one. So James chapter 1, verse 13 is categorically saying God cannot lead you into temptation. Meanwhile, Matthew chapter 6, verse 13 is saying or telling us to pray in a way that suggests that God himself can lead us into temptation. Again, let's fall back to the interpretation of St. Augustine. Here he makes it very clear. He says, when we say lead us not into temptation in obedience to Jesus' teaching on the method of prayer, we are not saying that God is the one who leads or who orchestrates temptation for us. No, we are saying, do not allow us to encounter temptations that will overpower us. Do not allow us to encounter situations and temptations that will destroy us and destroy our faith, and of course, lead us away from you. Because at the end of the day, God does not lead into temptation, but God allows temptation. And this is very clear in the book of Job, chapter 1, when the devil asked God or asked to be allowed to touch Job. Right? So God allowed the temptation, but God was not the generator of that temptation, and he was not the one that led Job into the temptation. So it's very important that whenever we see these two passages, not to assume that they are clashing, but rather that the teaching of James chapter 1 verse 13 is somehow explaining the inherent meaning in Matthew chapter 6 verse 13.